Have you ever seen a cattle farm that doesn't need any human workers? Yes, those farms are fully automated, operated by machines and modern technology. Now, let's go with us to modern farms that use automation systems to see how they operate without human workers. Cow farm without herders, amazing automation system. It can be seen that a fully automated cow farm without the need for a herder is considered a revolutionary breakthrough for the dairy and beef cattle industry. Based on advanced technology to raise thousands of dairy cows without human intervention. Automation in dairy farming is becoming increasingly popular in Europe, with most technologies focusing on saving labor and reducing the physical burden on farmers. To maximize production and maintain efficient operations on a dairy farm, it is essential to know the condition of the cows at all times. In the past, farmers had to be physically present with the cows for many hours each day. Their job was to observe many characteristics of the cows, such as observing their feeding status, observing whether the cows were eating as expected. Were the cows calm or agitated? Even the healthcare process for the cows in labor. Labor costs will increase during the times when the cows are in labor. The need to be physically present on the farm to observe the herd has created a huge burden for farmers. Today, farmers can use tools that act as 24/7 care for the herd, reducing the burden on human resources, because they use sensors to collect data from the herd at all times, which also adds a level of accuracy that was not possible before. Modern farms have replaced human labor by using AI to dispense precise amounts of feed based on each cow's nutritional needs. Feed sensor systems also ensure cows are fed at the optimal time to maximize growth and milk production. Dairy cow feed, including hay, silage, grain, or supplements, is stored in separate silos or bins. Automatic mixing systems create a balanced ration based on the nutritional needs of each cow. Some automatic feeders also scan tags to identify the nutritional needs of each cow, thereby adjusting the feed mix and ration for each cow. Each cow is fitted with a device that monitors its movement, eating habits, and health status. This helps detect early signs of illness, allowing for timely treatment. Furthermore, the barn has a climate control system that regulates temperature and humidity to keep the cows comfortable. To ensure the most comfortable environment, farms often use automatic manure collection systems or manure cleaning robots. All are controlled automatically by AI via mobile phones. As you can see, artificial intelligence helps farmers make better decisions about livestock management. Cattle farming produces a large amount of manure, which can be both a challenge and an opportunity. Proper manure management helps protect the environment while also creating valuable byproducts such as fertilizer, biogas, and compost. Every day, automated systems can collect large amounts of cow waste. All of it is collected at a specific location to avoid environmental pollution. There are many different methods of processing cow manure to create valuable things. In addition to cow care with automatic systems, farmers also apply methods of milking cows with automatic systems. The days of manual milking are long gone, say farmers. Now, automated milking parlors make everything about milking faster and more efficient. Farms can milk more cows per day than they could before automation. The big advantage of using an automated system is that it can be programmed to perform the milking task that the farmer feels is most suitable. The system also allows the farmer to monitor the effectiveness of the milking protocol being used and make any changes necessary to improve productivity as well as the health and comfort of the cows. During milking, the automated system will use an automatic brush or water spray to clean and disinfect the teats. Sensors will analyze the condition of the udder before starting milking. Each teat is milked individually to ensure efficiency. The milk quality after milking is analyzed in real time to determine contamination levels, fat content, and bacteria. It is also pasteurized before being transported to the processing facility. Many cattle farms in Japan massage their animals manually. But this is quite expensive, so many farmers install automatic massage systems, allowing the cows to be cared for every day without the expense of hiring workers. With the installation of automation systems in cattle farms, the use of human resources has been limited, especially in countries with aging populations such as Japan and European countries.
For the past 2 decades, the Chinese market has been considered the most lucrative for meat exporters in Europe, as revenue from this market has always been at the top. However, the European market is currently suffering a major shock, as China has yet to lift the ban on meat imports from countries such as Germany and France. Losing the largest market, meat producers in Europe are also in dire straits. So, what will they do to deal with the large amount of meat and stabilize the market? Germany used to be the 3rd largest pork supplier to China, worth nearly 1 billion euros, equivalent to more than $1 billion US. The reason for China's ban was the African swine fever epidemic that had been reported in Germany, and the ban was issued to protect the livestock industry and prevent the disease from spreading in China. China's policy of banning pork imports has dealt a heavy blow to the livestock industry in general and pig farming in particular. Since China now accounts for about half of the world's annual pork consumption and nearly 2/3 of Germany's pork exports, followed by the United States and Spain as China's 1st and 2nd largest pork suppliers, Germany has lost its largest export market worth more than $1 billion, leading to major upheaval in the pig industry. Germany has the 2nd largest pig farming industry in the EU, with a herd of more than 26 million pigs. However, this number has gradually decreased after the policy of banning German meat imports from China. According to statistics, Germany has reduced the number of pigs by 15% in the past 3 years. Many farm owners have switched from pig farming to raising other animals with more economic value. The decline in pig herd production in Germany also directly affects pork production in this country. According to statistics, pork slaughter production decreased by about 20%. However, pork still accounts for the majority of meat production in Germany. Pork is still one of the main ingredients in the diverse cuisine of this country. Currently, Germany is still trying to get China to remove the ban and reopen the market for pork imports from Germany, but China has not yet agreed. This is still one of the big challenges for the German pork industry, because finding a large market like China is not easy. Perhaps the biggest challenge facing the German pork industry today is the fight against African swine fever. This disease cannot be completely eradicated. It still smolders in some areas, waiting for an opportunity to break out. It is also the main reason why China has banned pork imports from this country. Not only Germany, other countries in the EU also suffered a strong blow when China stopped importing, including France with poultry meat products. China's ban on poultry imports from France is due to an outbreak of H5N8 avian influenza in the country. Outbreaks have been reported in the Landes and Allier regions of France, as well as other European countries experiencing similar problems. The highly pathogenic avian influenza has led to the culling of hundreds of millions of birds worldwide in recent years, with France being one of the worst affected countries in the European Union. The flu is highly contagious, and the import ban is also aimed at protecting China's livestock industry. Such bans are part of China's broader strategy to prevent the spread of poultry diseases, ensure food safety, and protect domestic poultry from potential infectious diseases. China has previously banned poultry imports from Ireland due to bird flu. Many countries in the European Union are also facing similar situations as bird flu is raging. If China and other countries stop importing meat from the EU, it will probably severely affect the livestock industry in this region. Recently, China has changed from a total ban on chicken imports in France to some areas heavily affected by bird flu. With this policy, the chicken farming and processing industry in France has had new developments. Welcome to today's video. Today, we will explore an impressive success story from the Black Angus cattle industry in China. A single Angus cow when sold can bring in a net profit of more than 7,000 yuan, equivalent to about $1,000 US. This is a dream income for farmers, and this livestock industry is contributing to poverty alleviation in many rural areas. Angus cattle are a small breed of beef cattle originating from England, characterized by black back hair and no horns. This breed has a very high meat yield and matures early. The slaughter rate is usually 60 to 65%, the bones are thin, the fat is clear, the meat is tender, and the flavor is excellent. According to the assessment, Angus cattle have a meat yield 10% higher than Simmental cattle, and the market price is also 300 to 400 USD higher. Currently, the demand for Angus beef is increasing sharply, opening up great development opportunities for large-scale farms. With the advantage of the market, localities have begun to invest heavily in this livestock industry. This black cattle breed is mainly raised in northern regions of China, such as Heilongjiang, Jilin, Liaoning, Xinjiang, Shanxi, Gansu, and Ningxia. They are suitable for places with cool climates, cold tolerance, good disease resistance, and easy to manage. Angus cattle farms have large areas, with the ambition to build a herd of up to 100,000 cows. Cattle farms are often chosen in places with flat, dry terrain, good drainage, wind and sun direction, enough sunlight, enough electricity and water, abundant green food, and convenient transportation. The cattle barn is designed to be partially closed for ventilation and cooling. The barn has 2 rows of cows. In the middle, there is a feeding ditch about 2 meters wide. Initially, the farms imported breeding cows from Australia in the tens of thousands. Then the breeding and mating process took place. With a scale of nearly 100,000 square meters, these farms meet national beef cattle farming standards. Not only investing in barns, the operating space of the cows is also guaranteed to be spacious and airy. The yard area is half the area of the barn, fully equipped with drinking troughs. When visiting large-scale Angus cattle farms, you will easily recognize cows with different colored tags on their ears. Everything must be strictly controlled, helping farmers grasp the status of the cattle herd. Here, workers are always clean and tidy, fully equipped with functions such as hay barns, feed warehouses, veterinary stations, offices, etc. Each livestock area has a safe path. In the cow barn, a layer of hemp byproducts is often spread so that the cows have the most comfortable space. Feeding is an important step in Angus cattle farming to ensure that Angus cattle grow well. If the fattening goal focuses on beef quality, they will adopt a linear fattening method for weaned calves. After weaning, the calves will enter an adaptation period of about a month. At this time, they will be fed high-quality and nutritious roughage. After the adaptation period, enter the intensive fattening stage. At this stage, feed 1% to 1.5% of body weight with concentrated feed plus clean, hygienic roughage, silage, hay, wine lees, etc., and limit reasonable exercise. After fattening for about a year until the cow is 18 months old, the average weight will reach 450 to 600 kilograms. During the fattening period, the cow will be fed an appropriate amount of grain, which can reduce the cost of fattening. After meeting the standards for sale, the Angus cows will be transferred to the slaughterhouse and processing plant. Not only investing in the livestock sector, the farms also combine to build modern, smart processing plants. It only takes 15 minutes for this line to complete the processing of a cow, which is truly an impressive number. Black Angus beef can be processed into many different parts, such as beef tenderloin, fillet, snowflake meats. After that, these products will be carefully packaged and transported for consumption nationwide. The Angus cattle industry not only produces quality meat products, but also brings high income to the people. According to statistics in Jingyuan County, Ningxia, the rate of people escaping poverty thanks to Angus cattle farming is up to 95%. This shows a positive change in their lives. With advances in technology and management, the Angus cattle industry in China has great potential for development in the future. Farms are applying advanced techniques to optimize the production process, from cow care to meat processing. So, we have finished exploring the billion-dollar black cattle farm in China. Are you surprised by the progress and efforts of the black cattle farming industry here? How to manage a herd of thousands of cows? This is a question that any farm owner wants to have an answer to because raising a large herd of cows is not easy and very costly. To solve this situation, some cattle farmers in the US have found a bold but extremely effective solution. So, right now, let's explore with us the most modern cattle raising method of American farmers. There are over 28 million cattle in the United States, many of which roam freely across vast tracts of land in the American West. Managing large numbers of cattle roaming thousands of acres is not an easy task, as it is time-consuming and requires a lot of physical effort. Traditional methods of herding, such as horseback riding, are ineffective, as farmers must spend hours moving cattle between grazing areas, monitoring each animal, and ensuring none stray or get hurt. To meet these challenges, American farmers have begun to use helicopters as a tool to manage their free-range cattle. After a period of applying helicopters to herd cattle, American farmers have realized the advantages that this method brings. First, helicopters can cover large areas of land in a fraction of the time it would take with other methods. This is especially useful when monitoring cattle in difficult terrain such as mountains, forests, or wetlands. With a bird's eye view, American farmers can get a bird's eye view of the landscape and monitor the status of their cattle, directing them to specific pasture areas. One of the most essential things when raising free-range cattle is precision. Helicopters have used GPS technology, allowing farmers to see the entire herd and predict potential problems, such as when the herd moves too far or some animals stray from the herd. In addition, aerial observation also helps farmers detect sick or injured cows. Early detection can prevent spread disease in the herd and ensure sick cows received prompt veterinary care. Many people think that using helicopters for livestock farming is very expensive because it requires a large initial cost for many farmers. But the long-term benefits make it a valuable tool for large-scale livestock farming operations. With just a one-time investment, American farmers can use helicopters for a long time and save on labor costs, thus reaping profits in the long run. Furthermore, the ability to manage the herd quickly and accurately also ensures healthier, safer, and more productive animals. Healthy cows produce better quality meat and milk, which increases farm profits. Once the cows are ready for slaughter, they are gathered by helicopter to staging areas and transported to the meat processing plant. The cows are inspected before slaughter to ensure they are healthy. Inside the processing plant is a systematic and strictly managed process, ensuring that beef products are safe for consumers. Animals are humanely anesthetized before slaughter, minimizing stress, be straightforward, and ensure compliance with ethical standards. After the slaughtering process, each beef carcass is cut in half by machine and chilled for 34 to 48 hours to cool and prevent bacteria from growing. This process helps preserve the freshness and quality of the meat. After 48 hours, the beef carcass is divided into main parts such as ribs, loin, and shoulder, and the beef bones are also removed. Skilled meat cutters or automated machines will carefully separate the meat from the bones, ensuring precise cuts. The beef is then graded based on a number of factors, including marbling, color, and tenderness. Higher grades are often sold as premium cuts, while others may be processed into sausages, bacon, or lunch meat. The final step in the processing plant is packaging, where the beef is vacuum sealed to extend its shelf life or sold fresh. The beef is then transported to grocery stores or supermarkets before reaching consumers. Throughout the processing process, hygiene is paramount, so equipment needs to be cleaned regularly and workers need to follow strict procedures to prevent contamination and ensure the highest quality products reach consumers. This also makes American beef products prestigious in the international market. Bison are iconic symbols of the wild prairies of North America, with an estimated 20,000 roaming across Western Canada. This would be fine if these bison didn't cause serious problems for the farms around them. Bison incursions into farms can lead to crop damage, fence damage, and even injury or death to livestock. So, how do farmers in Western Canada deal with bison? Let's find out. The size of the bison is not inferior to the weight of the African buffalo. An adult male bison can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. They also operate in herds, so their destructive power is also 100 times stronger, making anyone facing this wild animal terrified. The most important issue for farmers in Canada is the damage that bison cause to surrounding livestock. These animals often roam around livestock farms because of the lush pastures that surround them. While foraging, bison also cause problems for humans and livestock in the area. The damage caused by bison is severe, with crops often trampled or eaten, resulting in significant financial losses for farmers. Fences designed to contain livestock are often destroyed or damaged, harmed by these large animals. In some cases, bison can even come into conflict with farm animals, resulting in injury or death to livestock. This not only affects on-farm productivity, but also affects financial viability and economic losses to the farm. Not only economically, human safety is also threatened by bison, which are very aggressive and hot-tempered. They can attack and chase humans if they appear in their range of activities. It is hard to imagine the consequences of being attacked by a bison, because they can send a grown man flying with just one charge. To deal with these ferocious wild cows, Canadian farmers have come up with many control measures, from gentle to violent. However, each measure has certain effectiveness, so many Canadian farmers have resorted to extreme measures to control bison. Hunting bison with a gun is a challenging and serious endeavor that requires respect for the animal. They are one of the largest land animals in North America, so hunting them is more challenging than hunting other animals. In many areas of Canada, bison are protected under strict conservation laws, and hunting them requires a specific permit. Regulations and population limits vary by region. Given the size and strength of the bison, choosing the right weapon is essential. Most experienced hunters recommend using a high-powered large-caliber rifle. Hunters can choose from the .45-70 Government, .30-06 Springfield, and .338 Winchester Magnum. These calibers provide the power needed to take down a bison with a single well-aimed shot. It is also important to use high-quality ammunition designed for deep penetration, as bison hides and hair are so thick that conventional ammunition has difficulty killing them.
Sarah, shoot.
No, no, wait.
Bison hunting usually takes place in large open areas or in remote wilderness areas. Therefore, to prepare for the hunt, health is the most necessary and important thing, because they may have to spend long days in the wilderness and walk long distances in search of their targets. Bison have excellent senses, especially their sense of smell, so approach them from the side, wind. It is best to bring down the bison as quickly as possible while ensuring humaneness and safety for yourself. In addition to using hunting guns, farmers can use other weapons such as bows and arrows or spears. Although these weapons are rarely used in hunting large animals, for experienced and interested hunters, it is an interesting experience. Spear hunting may seem strange to many people. When using it, hunters often ambush in tall trees and wait for bison to appear. They can also use bait made of corn or other agricultural byproducts to easily attract prey. When they appear, the spear hunter will use a strong throw force so that the spear tip can penetrate the animal's skin. This method usually takes longer than using a gun and has a lower chance of catching prey. The important thing after hunting bison is to process them. Processing bison meat is a rather complicated task due to their size. Hunters will need to have the right tools, including a sharp knife, a meat bag, and a method of transporting the meat. Due to the large volume of meat, many hunters use ATVs or even horses to help transport it. Bison is a popular meat among Canadians and is prepared in a variety of cuts and sold in local grocery stores as a specialty meat. Welcome to the American West, where brave and talented cowboys perform special tasks. Have you ever wondered how Western cowboys can tame wild cows on horseback? Without modern machinery, they can still control the ferocious cows. Today, we will explore the ultimate skills of these Western cowboys. Let's follow this journey. Since the late 19th century, cowboys have become an indispensable part of cattle raising activities on large ranches in the American West. On the vast grasslands, cows are often led to roam freely to find their own food. Therefore, cowboys must master the skills of controlling and taming the herd when necessary. Cowboy culture is not only a job, but also a way of life, a symbol of freedom and adventure. How can cowboys control and tame wild cows? Western cowboys tame cows on horseback with a perfect combination of technique and instinct. The cowboys' cow taming process begins with the discovery and approach of the cow herd. Then, they will seek to control the cows rhythmically. To do that, they need to create harmony between man and horse. When moving through the grasslands, precise reins and gentle spurs help create flexible movements, leading the herd in the desired direction.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
After choosing the right cow, the cowboy begins to prepare the noose throwing technique. One of the skills related to the noose is called trick roping, in which the cowboy performs movements by spinning the noose in the air before wrapping it around the cow's neck. From horseback, the cowboy must not only adjust the force of the throw, but also calculate the distance and direction of the charging cow. With decisive and skillful movements, they create a perfect rope, tying it around the neck of the cow in a split second. After successfully controlling it, the cowboy quickly uses his skillful skills to knock down the cow, creating a situation of complete control. Sometimes, wild cows can be tied to all four legs or tied to a tree, tiring them out before the cowboy leads them back home. So, why do cowboys have to capture these cows? There are many important reasons related to cattle management and conservation. In the past, wild cows living in the wild needed to be captured to bring them to the ranch to domesticate and reproduce, helping to increase the gene pool and ensure the maintenance of the herd. In addition, semi-wild cows, raised on large grasslands, also need to be captured to transport to the ranch or sell at the market.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Additionally,
we hire cowboys.
Domesticating cattle not only helps ranchers maintain their herds, but also helps them control and protect their herds. This ensures a steady income for farmers and cowboys, helping them maintain their livelihoods. However, the most common demand today comes from the federal government. They need to remove wild cattle from public lands for ecological or even safety reasons. Therefore, cowboys are often paid to do this. When taming wild cattle from horseback, cowboys face many potential dangers. One of the biggest risks is being attacked by cows. When panicked, cows can react unexpectedly, attack cowboys, and cause serious, even life-threatening injuries. Besides, riding and running at high speed is also a constant danger. They have to be very careful not to fall off the horse or be thrown to the ground, which can lead to serious injuries. All of this requires cowboys to have courage and skillful skills to ensure their safety. But how do cowboys get so good at taming wild cows? It all starts with rigorous training. They start by learning how to ride well, developing a bond and understanding with their horse. Then, cowboys practice lassoing, a technique that requires precision and agility. They often spend hours practicing this move, from adjusting the distance to calculating the speed of the cow, helping them become proficient at catching cows. Cowboys will have to start their training with farm-raised cows or small, non-aggressive cows. The training process will take place regularly until they can handle the situation proficiently. But it is not that simple. Those skills will need to continue to be perfected throughout life. Although times have changed, the work of cowboys still plays an important role in the modern livestock industry. They continue to use traditional techniques, but with the support of technology, work efficiency has been significantly improved. Today's cowboys are not only cattle herders, but also modern ranch managers. With the technique of taming cows from horseback, Western cowboys have become symbols of courage and freedom in American culture. What do you think about this? Leave a comment to let us know. Do you know which region has the largest horse meat processing and exporting industry in the world? It is not China or Europe, but South America has traditionally been the world's largest exporter of horse meat. With a long history of horse and cattle farming, countries like Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil have become major players in the global horse meat industry. Join us as we explore South America's largest horse meat processing plant. The tradition of horse breeding in South America began in the 16th century when Spanish and Portuguese settlers arrived and brought horses with them. Over time, the growing horse population combined with the vast grasslands of the region led to the development of a strong horse industry. Since then, horses have been an integral part of the economy and culture of the region. Horse meat processing plants in South America are primarily dedicated facilities designed to slaughter, process, and package horse meat. These plants adhere to strict hygiene and food safety regulations, ensuring that the meat quality meets international standards. The process begins with the humane slaughter of the horses, followed by careful inspection and grading of the meat. Finally, the meat may be further processed before being packaged and prepared for export. These plants often operate in regions with long-standing cattle and horse farming traditions. Integrating horse meat processing into the broader meat industry in South America allows these plants to benefit from existing infrastructure, a skilled workforce, and a regulatory framework governing meat production. The horse meat industry is an important economic sector in South America, especially in rural areas where agriculture and livestock farming are dominant. Horse meat plants provide employment and support local economies, providing jobs and stable income for millions of people. In areas where livestock farming is the main occupation, horse meat processing is a complementary activity that helps diversify income sources for farmers. The horse meat export market in South America is also very stable, with European countries such as Belgium, France, and Italy being the main importers. The demand for horse meat in these regions is driven by cultural preferences, where horse meat is considered a delicacy and a traditional food item. One of the reasons South America exports the most horse meat in the world is because of the low cost of raising horses. The region has abundant natural pastures and a favorable climate, making horse meat production less expensive than other regions. In addition, horse meat consumption is also increasing because South Americans believe that eating horse meat improves their health. Horse meat is leaner and less fatty than other red meats, which appeals to health-conscious consumers. Furthermore, the environmental impact of horse meat production in South America is generally lower than that of other types of livestock production. Horses require less feed and water than cows and goats, and they are often raised on natural pastures rather than grazing. This reduces the environmental impact of horse meat production, making it a more sustainable choice for many farms. One of the biggest challenges facing the horse meat industry is closely related to ethical issues. In some regions, notably North America and the UK, the consumption of horse meat is taboo, leading to criticism from animal rights activists. Issues such as the treatment of horses during transport, the conditions under which they are kept before slaughter, and the methods used in slaughterhouses are all areas of concern and controversy.
Le combat est inévitable.
Despite these concerns, the horse meat industry in South America continues to thrive, thanks to demand from countries where horse meat is culturally accepted and considered a delicacy. We have just explored the large-scale horse meat processing plants in South America. How do you feel about today's video? Leave your comments below to let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to receive the latest notifications. Now, goodbye and see you all again.